and happy Thursday. Today I am bringing to you all three of my keto-friendly pizza crust. I have three different ones. One is made from cheese and eggs is the pizza crust, and then I have some different toppings. And then the second one is a cloud bread pizza, and then the third one is a ground chicken crust. So I am going to show you those recipes, although the recipes are in other videos. I'm putting them all together for you just for this series. So I hope you enjoy and try them out. Thank you. Okay, now we're getting started. We're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. These are our ingredients: 1 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese, a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, a 1/2 cup of parmesan cheese, and 2 jumbo eggs. Now, first we're going to crack the eggs into a bowl and scramble them up really well. You're going to make sure you're just going to scramble them like you would scramble a regular scrambled eggs. And then we're also going to add the Italian seasoning in once they're nice and scrambled. Now, I will say that this recipe here is my favorite, my all-time favorite pizza recipe, my pizza crust recipe. Now, when I recorded this, I was still learning about angles and things like that. So that's why it's kind of off to the bottom, but you can still see what I'm doing. Here I'm adding that Italian seasoning in. Make sure you get it pretty well incorporated. Now we're going to add the cheese in. And when you add the cheese, you want to make sure and get all of it out of the container, but you also want to make sure that you get all the cheese, the parmesan and the mozzarella. You want to make sure and get all of those nicely covered with the egg mixture. You see how I'm just trying to make sure that all of the cheese is well coated with the egg. I'm going to clean out my work area because I like to have things neat. Now, I'm going to put this on a pizza platter, a pizza plate, or that has been lined with parchment paper, but you can use a variety of different types. Another way that I also make this is I have a 9-inch a 9-inch cake pan that I also can use, because you're going to spread this out as evenly as possible, as flat as possible, without seeing parchment paper through the cheese mixture. Now you can also, like I said, you can use a 9-inch cake pan to do the same thing, because I'm basically flattening this out to about 9 inches. And that is typically, for this one, I went ahead and put it on the platter, but usually I use that cake pan. It's the right dimensions for an individual pizza. So I'm flattening this out nice and well. Make sure you get all the cheese off the spoon too. Now I'm going to put this mixture into the oven. This is Italian sausage. I am cooking the Italian sausage as a topping for the pizza. When I did this Italian seasoning was basically for my husband, because the Italian sausage was for my husband because I really couldn't. Now you're going to bake that in the oven until it looks about like this for about 5 to 10 minutes, but you want to keep your eyes on it. And then we're going to use some pizza sauce. I just use Great Value pizza sauce. I use about 4 tablespoons of pizza sauce and just spread it out to the edges of this crust. It's not going to absorb the sauce. You can use as much sauce as you want. My husband and I both like light sauce. That's why we only use about 4 tablespoons. But you can use as little or as much as you want. You can use other types of sauce as well. You can use ranch, Alfredo, anything like that. Now I'm going to put some pepperoni slices on 3/4 of the pizza because my husband's eating the pepperoni. At this time when I made this, I was still recovering from surgery, so I couldn't have the pepperonis just yet. But I put about 11 pepperoni slices on 3/4 of the pizza. Now, some people like to put cheese under the pepperoni as well. You can do that, but this is just how I did it at this time. Next, I'm putting that Italian sausage on top of the pepperoni, and I use about a half a cup, or between a half a cup to a cup of Italian seasoning, Italian sausage. And you can do this however you want to do it, and you can put whatever toppings you want, whatever toppings you like. If you like Canadian bacon with pineapple, it's your choice. I know a lot of people don't like pineapple on pizza. My son loves it. Sometimes I have to be in a mood for it, but a pizza topping is however you want it. You know, you put what you want on the pizza. So I'm putting the Italian sausage on 3/4 of the pizza. Next is I am putting some diced black olives, because at the time, and I do love Italian black olives. At the time, I could only have some light vegetables, soft foods, so I decided to put some cheese, some provolone cheese, and the black olives on my portion of the pizza. I do like black olives on my pizza. I love cheese on my pizza. Sometimes I like pepperoni, sometimes I like Italian sausage. But again, your toppings are your choice. Now I'm just topping it off with some mozzarella. Some shredded mozzarella, and again, I use Great Value. I shop at Walmart. Walmart is right near my house, and that's just what I use. I use the Great Value mozzarella, the low moisture mozzarella, and I'm putting about a cup of mozzarella over the top of all the toppings. Now I'm going to put it into the oven for about 5 minutes, just until all the cheese is nicely melted. And here it comes, and that is the finished pizza. So it is really good. The next pizza I'm going to do is the Cloud Bread Pizza. These are 2 pieces of cloud bread, and I do have a recipe for the cloud bread in my channel and in the description. I do love cloud bread. I really do. It's a great alternative to bread, regular bread. Now, what I'm putting on here is some Alfredo sauce. Instead of tomato sauce, I'm just using some garlic Alfredo sauce as my sauce. Like I said, you can use whatever sauce that you choose to use. And for these are not nearly as big as the cheese and egg, or what's coming. The pizza that's next is going to be the chicken crust pizza, and these aren't anywhere near that size. Again, I have the mozzarella cheese. I'm just making a cheese pizza here. I am using the shredded mozzarella, and I'm putting that on top. And I'm just giving I'd say probably about 1/4 of a cup of cheese on each one of these little individual pizzas. And then there is my diced black olives. I'm going to put that up on top of there. And I think I only use about a tablespoon on each one, just to give it a little color and a little extra flavor. I also, on all of my pizzas, a lot of times when I am eating them myself, I add some Italian seasoning on top of my toppings, just to give it that little extra flavor. I like Italian seasoning on my pizzas. I like Italian seasoning on just about anything. Now I'm putting a little bit more cheese on top of the olives, just to kind of hold everything together. So adding a little more cheese to there. Now here, like I said, I like to add some Italian seasoning to the top of my pizzas. These are just for me, so I can add a little. My husband doesn't like the Italian seasoning or the extra garlic, because that's what I'm putting here is a little bit of extra garlic. I love garlic. Garlic has such great health benefits as well, and I'm just adding some garlic to the top of my pizzas. And now I am going to put these in the oven for about 5 minutes until the cheese is nicely melted, and there are the ingredients and the nutritional information for these pizzas. Alright, and the last pizza that we're doing, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 Fahrenheit or 175 C. And we're going to take this is that 9-inch cake pan that I like to use, and I spray it down with some non-stick spray. Now I'm going to take 4 ounces of ground chicken breast, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning to that. And then we're going to mix it up really, really well. Make sure that Italian seasoning gets nice and incorporated throughout the chicken. We're going to put it into the cake pan, and we're going to spread it out as thin as possible. I'm going to use the lid to one of my storage containers sprayed with a little nonstick spray, just to kind of flatten it out nicely. Try and make it as circular as possible, although I don't succeed with the making it into a circle, but it's just for me and my husband, so I just flattened it out as much as possible in the cake pan. Now I'm going to put it into the oven at 350 for about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to put 15 minutes on here, but I'm going to take it out at 9 minutes, which is about 6 minutes, and it's nice and done. 5 minutes is good because you are going to cook it again, and 5 minutes in the oven is all the time that it really needs, as long as you get it nice and thin. Now here I'm taking it out. I'm taking out that chicken crust. And you can use the cake pan and use the cake pan to put your toppings and everything on, or you can do like I do here, and I'm going to put it onto just a flat cookie sheet to go into the oven, just to make it a little bit easier, although that's washing more dishes. I didn't think about that before. But now I am going to put the toppings onto this chicken crust. The chicken crust is good. I'm using the Great Value pizza sauce again. I use about 4 tablespoons. This pizza crust is about the same in diameter as the cheese and egg mixture that I made the crust out of. But this is a little bit heavier. If you want something that's a little bit more substantial, then you can use the ground chicken breast like this. If you want something a little bit lighter, you can use the egg and cheese. It's not quite as thick. It's not quite as heavy on your stomach as that. Now I'm using some pepperoni. I'm going to put 15 slices because I wanted a lot of pepperoni on this day. So I used 15 slices of pepperoni. And actually my husband and I split this pizza. So you can use it as an individual, or my husband and I both have had weight loss surgery. So we split this in half, and he had 2 pieces. We cut it in 4, and I had 2 pieces, he had 2 pieces. So now I'm going to use about a half a cup of the Great Value mozzarella again, the shredded mozzarella again. I'm going to use that over top of it. And like I said before, with the last pizza, when it's a pizza just for me, I put some Italian seasoning and some garlic on top. But because I was splitting this with my husband, I didn't do that this time because he doesn't like the extra Italian seasoning. But it's all up to you. And like I said before, whatever toppings that you use, that is up to you. You use what toppings that you like. Now I'm going to put this back in the oven for about 5 minutes until the cheese is nicely melted and a little bit brown on top. Make sure it's nice and done. here we go. It's coming out. I probably could have baked it a little bit longer, but I like it when the cheese is ooey gooey, and this is nice and done. And I'm going to cut, like I said, I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces, and my husband's going to have 2 and I'm going to have 2. But those are the 3 pizzas, and I will have the nutritional information and ingredients list for this pizza coming up in just a minute. But if you try any of these recipes, if you like them, please let me know. I would really love it if you try these recipes. I love pizza, and that's why I have found all these recipes to make pizza with. So please like and subscribe, and I hope you come back on Sunday for my weekly update video. Thank you.